Hey, chat! Chat. How's it going, fellas? Hey, chat! Great. The emulator's running, and we shall get straight into it as such. And just give me a second, gotta do a couple more adjustments, cause alright, is the music off? Okay, good. This is a thing I have to do because the entirety of the soundtrack is licensed tracks, so yeah, better err on the side of caution. And let's see, what can I run instead of those? You know what? Give me a second. I've got a substitute on hand, but it's oh, there you go. And just get all these to the not loop, shuffle, and just get something to start it on. Okay, that's good enough of a backing track. It's from G-Century. One thing I want to show... Oh, sup, Shara Reasonable Place. Yeah, one thing I want to show off before we begin, because I've already gotten all the unlocks on the Zeon side. You know, so I just want to show those off, and then we're gonna be playing the feddies so that, you know, I get to work on unlocking the rest of them. But essentially, if we go from here, you got the red ones. Those are the close range ones. Oh, melee ones. Like, they have ranged attacks, but at the same time, you know, look, that guy, he's got missiles, he's got beams, he's got Vulcans, he's got the wonky arms, and yes, you have like these presets where you have like small stat adjustments. You know, you can build stuff however you like. You have the egg guy, the GOG, the GIF custom, the Gian, which is oh, if you pick the Beam Saber B, you have a charging melee attack. So yeah, pretty much the heavy attack from GBO2. Then you get the Zaku 1, where you can go for, like, you know what? Oops, all Heat Hawks. Weapon 1, Heat Hawk. Weapon 2, Heat Hawk. Weapon 3, Heat Hawk. Or you can go more reasonable and go like Zaku Bazooka, Cracker Grenade, Zaku Machine Gun. You know, this stuff. Gotten the Zaku 2, the Dumbtropen Sand Brown, the Zaku Desert Tap, the Gelgug, Zaku F2. Oh, by the way, chat, yeah, whoops, all axes. If you see something see a mobile suit you like, just let me know. I'll go over the stuff that I've unlocked. But yeah, I'm just going through the roster, showing off that yes, I did in fact get all the unlocks. Missiles, oh, the missiles on the Zagak, yep. Zaku Cannon, Dom, Zagak, Dom Cannon, twin gun type, Gelguk Cannon, Gundam GPO-2A, Beam Bazooka type. Where's the Zeon one? There you go. We got Zeon music from G-Century. But yeah, I even have the GPO-2A Beam Bazooka. Now this one has either the the burst let's say burst fire, which burst fire beam bazooka that you know, behaves more like a bazooka, and then we have the beam bazooka B that pretty much just, you know, behaves more like a beam. And there's the Vulcan, and you can also equip an additional beam saber, so that you can go ham with melee, but it increases the cost by 30. Same goes for the Gelgook cannon, actually. You get a choice between the beam naginata and the beam rifle in the melee slot. And if you have mobile suits like this, the dome cannon, you can switch out mobile, well, the secondary for alternate ammo. And there's the, you know, the green ones are mid-range, the orange ones are close range. The teal ones, that's just these two, that's the Zaku tanks. They're pretty much there just to kill bases. Cluster bomb, high explosive incendiary, body slam, anti-MS, and the cluster one that I'm using because, well, there ain't much using, yeah, there ain't much using the melee stuff. But as for the V6, you get 2 types of missiles. You get some alternate ammos. You get big handy. No Char's. Yeah, there's no Char's Gelgoog. However, there's a high mobility Gelgoog and the standard one. And the Char's Gelgoog ain't the thing in this one. Although there is both the Char's Zaku, which you get a choice between Zaku machine gun, Zaku bazooka. That's pretty much it. The rest of these are just armor setups and whatnot. Of course, the Zagak is kind of gypped in as far as optional weapons are concerned. But if you look at the high mobility Gelgoog, look, it's got a full auto MMP machine gun. Comes in 2 flavors, A and B. You get a choice of a Sturmfäust, a rocket launcher, a cracker grenade, and that's pretty much it. Although the Gelgoog gets 2 bazookas, a giant bazooka and a Rakuten bazooka, alongside a beam rifle. But that one ups the cost by 50 points. Then there's a cracker grenade, the beam naginata. Pretty much what you'd expect. Now from the sniper mobile suits, there's the Zaku 1 sniper. Doesn't really have any optional weapons. So does the Gelgoog ground tap. The only way you can, like, I guess, modify what you're using is by running these setup parts, because they're because with the sniper types they also modify the rate at which, like, it charges, its damage, and so on. And of course, if you want to go with this niche, there's the free playable base types, which, look, I can even show them in the gallery, which is a big advantage of not relying on you know, using cheats to get unlocks, because for some reason, if you try using the built-in PPSS PP cheats, it doesn't doesn't get you the bases, and it doesn't get you the unlocks, and it doesn't have mobile suits show up in gallery. I did test that. I did open up a an additional copy of PPSSPP where I tried that, and that is the result. Also, yes, I did get all the Federation bases. I mean, this one's from the mission mode, so obviously I had that one since I was grinding for this one. But, yeah, I got these two this morning, so all that's left for me to unlock is kind of the remainder of the Feddy roster. Now, what else? Oh yeah, there's the pilot list, quote unquote. These are pretty much all the. These are pretty much the avatars for the computer-controlled pilots that fight alongside you and against you. One major downside here is the fact that these two, the number 19 and 20, and both of these are tied to, completing the last 3 missions, which kind of require me to get a. They do require me to get the whatchamacallit, the net play going, because the last 3 missions in the campaign mode do require you to run it with more than yourself. So it's something that'll have to wait before I get to check off the absolute completion thing. But that being said, let's take a crack at it. I've been really looking forward to this stream, since it gives me a little bit of respite from editing, since I'm doing some finishing touches on a larger video project for a guy called Micah Curtis. I edit for him. He's a pretty cool fella. And after that, I'll probably start working on something for the channel as well. So yeah, this is gonna be a busy weekend. Hold up, give me a second. Gotta do one thing. See, if you set a waypoint in this one, this is a very good trick if you're ever grinding in this game. What you should do if you're running a mobile suit that can't really get many points from playing, since if you're using something slower like the Zaku tank, the gun tank, the mass production gun tank, stuff like that, and you need all the points you can get, reaching this waypoint here that I've just set for myself will award you with 30 points, no matter the distance. So yeah, while you can technically use it for coordinating with your team, it's also pretty useful for just giving you cheap points. Now another thing worth noting is that gotta watch out for the O2. But what I meant to say was that wait a second. Gotta beat the shit out of the Zaku tank, because one thing, it is a near constant, is that well, the Zaku tanks and the gun tanks are pretty much this game's equivalent of a trebuchet. If you let them do what they want, they will kill your base and you will lose a shit ton of points. So it's for the best if you kill them all on sight. They can't really defend particularly well, but the moment you know they're left unattended, they will kill your base, and that's no good. That's like 1/4 of your battle gauge, and that's obviously no good. Another side note: the the combat up close kind of works in a very rock paper scissors sort of a system, where pretty much melee overrides gunfire. Tackles override melee, and of course, if you shoot a guy that's tackling, you will knock him down. You will also, using these counters, you also deal additional damage, letting you score easy kills, which is a good thing. See, at the end of each round, there's a, you get a rank. If you get an S rank, you get 2 points towards your next unlock for that category. That's a very good thing, because at your lowest rank you get 1. And all the, decimal points between that do eventually add up. It's much more worth it to be smart about what you do during the round. Now, one thing that will come as a piece of good news, it's not really too hard to get the S rank. All you really need to do is that you need to get 2 to 3 kills and not die once. That's pretty much what you need to do. If you do that, you're set for life. Now, I've got another good piece of news. See, when I show you the selection screen, right? Don't let me use that one mobile suit, right? The gem. Now, obviously, as a fan of a Gundam game that lets you play multiple mobile suits, you're eventually gonna want to play as more categories. Well, I've got good news for you. Usually, when you just want to get 1 of each, you get the base. Well, you get the first base. Shit. Hi, Sev. If you're ever grinding in this game, don't do it. I mean, well said, Sev, but, I kind of enjoyed this one, so I don't mind the mindlessness of the grind for the most part. But, anyways, as I was saying, oh yeah, now I get the new beam spray gun, but, so if I go the arcade mode, it won't let me use the base, but if I go, single mode, original rule, and run this one. And it lets me pick the base as a playable one. This one can be unlocked by running, I think, mission 14, but I'm not completely sure. But yeah, that's from the mission mode. That's easy to unlock. The GPO2A, that's also from mission mode, but it's a little more tedious to unlock since you pretty much have to play multiple, and I mean multiple missions. Quite a lot of them, in fact. Until you get the staged, well, until you get the mission 23, which I can also show you. Single mode mission. Until you get to this one. This one is basically a glorified capture the flag game. You have to beat this at least once, and you'll eventually, end up beating a lot of these other ones. These are the ones that are multiplayer only, which kind of pisses me off, because I want to get the last few unlocks from the mission mode, but oh well. But anyways, you will eventually, as you play these, and usually by the time you get this stage, the 23rd one, you will get the hard mode. If you beat that same stage on the hard mode, yes, it is a not capture the flag. It's more like, point domination. There's like 3 big points on the map, multiple little points. Who holds the most points for a thing like, I'm not sure if it's like a minute or more, but if you hold it for long enough, you win. But then there's, there's the hard mode. If you beat this on hard mode, you will get the very hard mode. If you beat the very hard mode thing, you will get the MLRS or the GPO2BB. I got both, but it was a pain in the ass because your team isn't particularly known for cooperating with you. Now the good news is that if you want like one unit from this lineup, like you want one for close range, one for mid range, one for long range, or killing bases, and one for sniping. Usually, you can just play this one for a couple times. It's like should be like 3 to 6 sorties on this one, and then you get the close ranged one. One sortie with the close ranged one gets you one in this one. One in the mid-range. Running a couple of mid-ranged rounds gets you a long-ranged mobile suit. And running like, I guess, 5 to 10 of those will get you a sniper top. Also, the sniper tab is pretty fun. Just that's for the initial lineup. The rest of them are generally like you run this one for a couple times, you get more in this category. It just so happens that you get more categories unlocked in order to like get you the initial lineup, so that you can build from there. We call that type of mode domination. Yeah, I'm sorry, my brain blanked there. Thank you, Shara Reasonable Place. Yeah, that is domination. Although some games do have other sort of naming. I'm not sure why I said capture the flag. If anything, it's one could call it like a multi-point king of the hill, but I mean it is technically a multi-point king of the hill, because I mean most domination maps are just like you know, hold this hold the most point for the longest time, so that you get the most points from that. But this one's like, you know, have basically have a decently high advantage in as far as like captured points go, and you're pretty much set, you know. Gives you some time, but nowhere near enough. Oh. Yeah, I'm trying to, you know, keep the front line going. Hello, chap. It appears that I've got you outside without your Heat Hawk license, and as such I am contractually obligated to shoot you. Oh. Also, one piece of good news. If you're doing a melee attack and someone shoots at you from the front, if you swing just in time, you can negate the projectiles, which is a very good thing. Also, I probably explained how you do multi-hit melee combos, and probably like the start of my coverage of this game in a more script context. But for those missing the memo, if you time your stuff well, you will manage to do a longer combo. Yeah, there's basically a rhythm to it, but basically a swing, and in the middle of the swing, you're supposed to let go of the button, and then hold it again, and you will swing again. You can do this up to, see, 1, and 2, and 3. 3 times. See, I tackled him, he tackled me, and we kind of bounced, we clashed. It's kind of like, imagine if in GBO2 you had melee clashes for every single melee priority, and you had the same clash for tackles. That's pretty much what we're working with here. Now, yeah, you can repair by idling at the base. While we're sitting here, I can show you one cool thing, which is pretty much just like, yeah, if you want to, you can play this one entirely third person. Now, unfortunately for us, we're getting our base destroyed by a Zaku tank over here, which is likely shooting from. It's probably from the sand dunes over here. It had already retreated a bit, but that is what it. Well, I pointed there. That's probably the point where it would have been shooting. Just for the sake of reference, you know. And now, one thing that I should probably mention is the fact that if you manage to win the round with, I think it's like 3/4 of your team health left intact, and if you also manage to, well, that's pretty much straight up like a 100-point bonus, and you get another point bonus when you do when you manage to protect your base for the entirety of of the round. It's just one thing to note because it will come in handy, especially when run, which is awkward third-person mode. Do the feds have the ground Gundam here? Yes, the feddies do have the ground Gundam. They have the standard ground Gundam. That should be I'll say should be the first unlock for okay, what are we getting? Oh, yeah. Seth's favorite settings parts that usually people don't use, and they pretty much hog up the unlock pool. But yeah, I think, let me consult my chart here, because I've made the chart. They call me the chart as now. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the Gundam ground type is the first unlock I'm gonna get in the basically when it comes to ground units. Should be 17 unlock points for close range. That is the very first unlock for this one. You get the gym ground type as your first melee type unlock, and well, you get the easy 8 in the close range. Pretty much like just a little later. When it comes to the mid-rangers, there's Karen Joshua's whatchamacallit. There's her headless Gundam, the gym head basically. So yeah, you get, again, there's options. And as for the maps, you can't be a one-year war game and not have the ground gun. Yeah, although you get a handful of cool mobile suits. Like you get the Gym Striker, since this one's based on the Rev 1 point, I think. Well, Rev 1.16 version of the arcade port. So that's pretty good. Because well, the classes themselves aren't as convoluted as the later ones, so that's good. Although, obviously there's the lack of additional units from like Rev 2, the tackle to shoot cancel that Char's Zaku has in the newer versions, because they made Char's Zaku a close ranged one in that one. You're missing out on that one. Ammo switching, transformable mobile suits, but it's like I'd love this one's pretty good in its own right. Again, there may be slight issues, but nothing that would be particularly irreconcilable aside from like grinding. But that's pretty much a matter of acquired taste or acquired Stockholm syndrome, whichever comes first. Also, although I'd reckon that Seth here would probably argue that both are pretty much the latter. Not that I would disagree, but I definitely find the novelty of this being a Gundam shooter and it playing like what if someone looked at Federation versus Zeon and was like, okay, how about I turn this into an arcade shooter? So yeah, I think that despite its goofiness, there's definitely fun to be had here. Not for the poor little egg guy though. Also, good news for people who'd like to pit gyms against gyms and Zakus against Zakus. You can in fact do that in the original rule mode. The arcade mode is pretty much a standard match, a little more bare bones, but honestly that's more of a plus. I don't want to be stuck doing, best of threes all the time, or no. See, I got tackled. Now, allegedly, the unit AI is not particularly elaborate. Let's face it. It's not like RTS or chess bots level of of smarts, but despite the occasional hiccup, it's not too stupid. Like if you charge head on into them, they will try to intercept you. If you overextend, you're definitely gonna eat that. So there's that too, fortunately. Oh. So this guy tried to ambush me. It didn't work. There's one guy on me, two guys. And right now, oh. Right now I'm trying to withdraw because my health ain't particularly high, but we got an egg guy. And I can definitely keep firing downrange. Also, yes, you can enable friendly fire in the original rule thing. So that's another nice thing. And given that this is a PSP port, there's some semblance of netplay too, although I haven't had the chance to get it run, so well, it is there. Again, I simply didn't get the chance to get it running, nor do I know how to, unfortunately. There's some guides for PPS's multiplayer, but PPS's PP multiplayer, I mean, but it's usually the same old same free guides for like Monster Hunter Unite and whatnot. Oh, no, I had to switch because there was licensed music, and I don't wanna get ass raped by fucking copyright bots. Hopefully, but. It's always Stockholm Syndrome. If you willingly go back to Giren's Greed, it's dead. Oh, yeah, spot on, spot on. Well, guess what? We got our Jimothy, gym ground. So we're getting more mobile suits. And the close-ranged mobile suits are quite interesting in a couple of ways. So you can see this is a 100mm machine gun, and a hand grenade, and a beam saber. And I don't want to run the same snowy piece of shit map. Give me a second, gotta switch to something. Okay, Great Canyon, New York, whatever. Okay, I just needed some more variety. Now. Yeah, well then. Also, apparently, today should be the drop date for a bigger Quasimorph update. I'm hyped for that. That could be a game for next week. I definitely wanna try the new additions because they're adding like prosthetics, implants and whatnot. So you can probably like replace your leg with a hair dryer and it'll probably work. And it'll even have like gameplay advantages and disadvantages. So can't wait to try that one. Also, have you seen that, chat? This, give it. Yeah, sorry, don't mind that. That was a roommate. But anywho, yeah. Snap back to reality. Right. This one has a thing called a quick draw, which lets me cancel any of the melee hits to something a little more ranged, which is neat because you can see, you know, as a close-ranged mobile suit, I can definitely benefit from any and all additional damage I can get in. Because, as you can see, I don't really have a normal continuous boost thing. Okay, now I see why it didn't, I got that sort of a knock. I didn't put the paper label that I'm gonna stream. I didn't hang that on the door. Oh well. Never mind. Who cares? But I just countered his tackle with ranged. Also, the moment an enemy tries to shoot during its iframes, it will interrupt them. So there's that. Also, yes. If you time it well, you can zigzag. With even the boost dashes of this one. You have the blue lock and the red lock thing. Blue lock parentheses, not the soccer anime. I have not watched that one. I don't watch sports animes. I don't watch sports in general. Except for a couple. Okay. I did my thing. There should be, yeah, the gun cannon should finish off the base. So we might just get the round to end early. But yeah. Been enjoying Gladius by LucasArts myself, just leveling up a bear. Yeah, I've seen you post about it, Civ. It's it was funny seeing all the little things like oh yeah, I just recruited this crackhead who breathes fire and beats people up with a bottle, and it is one of my best combatants, some along those lines. I don't I don't have a completely detailed memory of how it went, but yeah, that was a fun one. But anyways, it appears that complete victory. Also, I had to fast forward it. Also, why is the music not playing? Yeah. There you go. We got music back. But yeah, the drunk crackhead goat might be the strongest being. So I was right, holy shit. Alright, let's see what weapons. Oh my! A slightly different machine gun! That one's actually good. For some reason. Also, the Aqua Gym gets the harpoon gun in this one. Too, so that's a big plus. Arcade. Yep, arcade. Now we fought, you know, generally up close, generally at that distance. But now it's gonna change with the gym cannon. The gym cannon has a cannon, which is a somewhat spammable cannon. We got a beam spray gun. Oh. What happens to the, you know, shuffling? It's not shuffle. Alright, time to fix that. Let's just throw in any and all, like, give me a second. Yeah, I'll just you know, I'll just add in all the Super Nintendo tracks. There we go. Hopefully that should make for a decent enough of a thing. And yeah, on we go. Onward we go. The gym cannon has a cannon. I don't believe 100mm by this time it fires in spurts. Well, you're not exactly wrong here. It's pretty much a 100mm, but it fires a longer burst. But honestly, you know, as much as, you know, it seems somewhat uninspired, I think that the choice of, like, having 3 rounds versus 6 rounds does have some semblance of a difference. Because, you know, it takes, what, a 2-round burst from a machine gun to get a knockdown. So if you have a longer burst, if you have a, I think 2 or 3. Now, the thing is, you know, if you have a longer burst, obviously you're gonna benefit from that, because shocker, if yeah, the minimum range on this one is a little inconsistent, but anyway, again, they'll, I think the trade-off of, like, longer bursts and shorter for, like, you either, you know, get more versatility with a 3-round burst, or you get the stopping power of the 6-round burst. I think that's a, like, it may not seem like much, but you can definitely, I guess, feel the difference at times. So, now one interesting piece of trivia: the Zaku cannon here has the shortest minimum range on the cannon. So, whereas I have to wait for the mobile suit to get in and then capitalize on that, this one has a much that one has pretty much a free reign. Now, fortunately, if I can get this egg guy to go like, no, but I must retreat to the base, it's gonna play right into my hands because I need to fire over shit. Which, yeah, if you get a red lock, you're somewhat guaranteed to hit. Off. Although, something's, oh, hi, egg guy! Yeah, at least the mid-ranged ones, they have, yeah, that one's from Formula Wars, the song. I used it in the Bell Racers video, because I like that one. Both, you know, Bell Racers and, not playing Formula Wars, that one's a little less fun with how frantically you have to, I guess, navigate the rather clunky setup, but I do enjoy the soundtrack. It can go really hard. Now, unfortunately, I am running into a situation where, in order to get close to an enemy, I have to get closer to other enemies while staying far from another one. So it's a bit wonky, but you know, that's one of the things that took me a while to get used to. And yes, I did get like the first, I guess, wave of unlocks, if you want to put it that way, on my laptop, because I was trying to look into the ins and outs of this game. Also, there, speaking of PSP Gundam Vigia, I'm thinking the next entry I'm gonna do is probably gonna be on Gundam Assault Survive, so pretty much just summing up the parts and what they do. I think that should be I think that could be fun. Although on the note of Vigia, I have stuff to ask. Hello, Mr. Wrong About Build Fighters. Sup, Arty? And no, I am not wrong on Build Fighters. It's dog shit. I'm sorry. Sorry to break it to you, but it's bad. It's like, no. Things that have the plot depth of a generic isekai have the plot depth of the generic isekai. And the fact that the fights aren't particularly fun for the most part, unless, it's like, you get the big flashy fight where nothing really matters because there's just all the boring stuff, and you sometimes get get the rare occasion where you get like the Egg Dogatorn and the Beam, well, and the Bell Divers. That one was alright, but you know, unfortunately, you're bad. Look, I'm sorry, but a mediocre show that tries too hard to be cool, but it's not. And honestly, the more they focus on the main guy, who pretty much just gets all the cool gets all the supposedly cool things. Read, you know, gaudy, ugly, disgusting. But look. It's perfectly fine for you to like it. Like I have my less than popular opinions on Gundam as well, such as my statement that the Gundam build is one of the worst Gundam series. Not counting Seed plot-wise, because that one at least, you know, gives me the baby Gelgoog, aka the Gwaze. And honestly, you know what? I think I'm gonna cede you some ground here because the cameos are nice. Okay, I am burying the hatchet. I'm willing to do so. I'm extending the olive branch because the cameos are nice. All right. But yeah, sorry, I tend to be a dick about stuff at times. It's in my nature, so don't take it personally if I dog on your on one of your favorites. I'm not. Not hard set on my dislike for the build series. I just find the aspects of it highly displeasing, which then sometimes gets extrapolated into my general distaste towards the series. Although, arguably, there's bits that I like, such as say Yori's mother. Alongside other things, like whenever someone's like, "Okay, I'm not gonna use a disgustingly looking thing like the Build Strike or, you know, the 00 Sky or things like that," you know, things that are either recolors or questionably OP things. They're like, "Yeah, I made this, and that will pretty much make the rest of my matchups not matter anymore." You know, when you get actual grunts, I like those bits. I liked the Gibaldi rebake. That one was, I mean, well, granted that one was not a grunt, but still. It was an artillery suit, and I like my artillery suits. I mean, despite, surprisingly enough, not being even one bit Yugoslavian, perhaps there is this dormant shard. It's like artilleria. Although speaking of Yugoslavia, there's yeah, I've been to one of those, one of the parts of it, specifically Croatia a couple times, at a couple occasions, because that one it's definitely a fun place to vacation in. I used to go there a handful of times when I was a kid, because you know that's probably the closest you can get to a sea in my neck of the woods. You know, you just take a big travel bus, or if you wanna, you know, if you have the money for the fuel, you can pretty much drive a car there all the way to the south. And yeah, there's pretty much the sea, and it's neat. See, there was this one fun thing where I was there with my buddies. More trail than I. Sure. Oh, sup, Rogue New Tap. What's up, my lad? No stuff. You must be my opposition. Ah. All right, Artie. I will. I will remain one. But. But anyways, back to the funny thing from there, which I just remembered. So one time I went with my friends, and you know, we were supposed to be doing some educational stuff, since there was like a so we had some assignment from physics. It was like back in high school, and now they gave us an RV, like an entire big ass RV, and we're like, okay, you know what? You get your little house, and you can be there for a week. So we're like, yeah, cool beans. Anyway, we got settled there. I think I'm pretty sure I got the couch, while a couple of my buddies got the adjacent rooms. But you know, one day, since we usually, you know, had the afternoons like indoors, and the start of the day, well, partially indoors, and then around lunch we went to the beach and you know, messed around in the water, give or take some hiking, right? And like one day I was like, okay, I have an idea. How about I start putting cups of water in the fridge? You know, because like it was like we had tap water. It was, I guess, alright, I guess, and such, but it was very lukewarm, you know, because it was hot outside, so you know, there was heat going around the pipes, making the water, you know, like this lukewarm. It was not like, yeah, you could quench your thirst, but with it, but it was not. You could not call it refreshing, you know. So I was like, okay, how about I start putting cups of water in the fridge, and my buddies just, you know, started laughing because it seemed kind of retarded to them. Like, why? Why would you put cups of water in the fridge? And you know, cue the next day when the heat's much worse. And they're like, okay, alright, sure, lad. That idea was not as retarded as it looked like, but very nice, Bucko. It is silly, but it works. Although on the note of it just works, one of my friends at the time did bring a copy of did bring a pirated copy of Fallout 4 on that one, so that was was a blast to play there too. Though unfortunately it was also the place where I lost my, well, my first set of watches got destroyed. Because, you know, dumbass little old me was like, okay, but it says it's, them watches are waterproof to up to like 100 meters, right? Little did my dumbass know at the time that it was pertaining to like fresh water, you know? Like if you forget to take them off in the shower, you should be fine. But not in the sea, so like within like 2 days my battery corroded. Like, damn. Fortunately I got new ones, and those I have those today still. So at least there's that, you know, some silver lining, but still miss my old watches sometimes. You know, they were kind of cool because they were blue. They were like this. It's kind of, I guess, lapis blue. You know, if you play Minecraft, the acclaimed indie game Minecraft, which was indie at the time, you get lapis lazuli, and that one, kind of that shade, of blue. I don't know. I'm not good with colors. I can approximate what's meant by some words for colors when it comes to like crimson, scarlet, and whatever. You know, salmon, things of that nature, but I don't have, you know, this palette of like, yeah, this is that color, this is like this specific shade. Not that HD. Oh, can you play it offline? Yeah. Alright. Oh man, was this a pod game? Yes. That's to be cool to be played a pod. Can you play it offline? Yes, I am playing it offline right now. Like, if you had one of the pods, could it still function now? I think so. There's some local versions, so that could work. Did like Build Fighters try? Oh no, wrong now. Then they killed all the pods. I mean, yeah, they kind of did, but I mean, it lasted for 15 years, so it's 10 more years than Senjou no Kizuna 2, which you know, was, I think it came out in like 2022 and was unceremoniously taken outside and behind the shed and shot with a 12 gauge. So yeah, that one didn't last particularly long either. Honestly, I think it would have been a better idea to just, you know, iterate on the old one, because like yeah, it was running on an old ass engine, but like the new one, from what I've seen, the new one changed some things around with like playable categories, which wasn't particularly bad, but they also leaned into the like good-looking graphics sort of a direction, which, you know, not a bad route to go, but you know, you will encounter, you know, much higher upkeep when trying to update stuff and so on. So I don't think they were doing themselves any favors in the first place. So that's I can sort of see why they kind of, you know, had to euthanize that game. Unfortunately, since from the teasers that I've seen, it was a genuinely good game, but such is the pain of things being live service. You know, people are like, well, it's more like, you know, the execs in big companies, which some of them may not necessarily be people, but you get what I mean. You know, they're more often than not, they're like, look, if we have something that we can keep running perpetually, we will keep perpetually, you know, earn money, right? And then they go full-on surprise Pikachu phase if, you know, whenever, you know, a thing that they aspire to run indefinitely also has some sort of an upkeep. Which, guess what? If you want something that, you know, generates you profits over longer periods of time, you need to kind of manage the overhead. Because, there will come times when you need to expand on it, when you need to lay low, when you're strapped for resources, when you're trying to cut the fat. You know, things that anyone with any knowledge of economics, you know, I'll see, even some high school junior would probably tell you, yeah, you kind of have to account for those too. If you don't, you kind of neglect it. It's a recipe for a disaster. Which I would not call Senjou no Kizuna 2 a flat-out disaster, because it made some money and it lasted long enough to keep getting updated. It outlived Gundam Evolution, so if that's some semblance of a metric, I guess it survived longer. But you know, at the same time, there's probably some aspect in which, you know, there were losses, because a game like that wouldn't disappear that fast if they were running on pure profits, right? But that's just my hypothesis on what made them you know, kill the game. Maybe they were you know, redirecting their resources elsewhere. Could be that. Could be a multitude of factors. Like when it comes to Bandai, and as far as like making games and keeping them alive go, you know, I'm sorry. Sorry for the reload. I mashed an input and was like, the button for the reload was just above that, but regardless, overall, like, you look at Bandai's general model of releasing stuff, it sometimes boggles the mind. It's very, very bipolar, bipolar. Although, good news already, if If you want to know if you can still play the old version, probably the new version too, the hardware itself should be able to function even after, you know, the whole thing of being out of service. Like I know that there's some JP channels that still to this day, you know, they have like jerry-rigged setups of like arcade, you know, of those arcade pods. So that is a thing, in fact. Besides, there's let me think. Yeah. Besides, even the old ones, you know, that were officially, you know, discontinued, you still have to account for the fact that you know, not all arcades are gonna discontinue that wholesale. So there's a chance there's probably some around. Some could be left around, some inventories and whatnot. Also, this is one of the maps that I do not like, that I simply do not like. Honestly, it's because of the... Honestly, it's because it kind of centers the large chunk of combat into into this I guess, layer structure. Unfortunately, I did not have Vulcan, so I couldn't respond to that tackle immediately. But anyway, one thing I do generally dislike about this map is the fact that, you know, you gotta look for the enemies on the various floors now, and that sucks. Besides, if you're running a ranged unit, it's very hard to get some sort of a sweet spot for positioning. See, I'm already getting roughed up by the Zaku cannon, and even the Zaku too. Bugger off. I need to probably get the high ground so that the Anakins of this world will simply be panicking. Because I have a planakin. But yeah, those should be, that's good work. Now I need to, just need to get, 2 more kills and then play it safe for the rest of the match. That's pretty much the brunt of the current strategy. There's some, there's 3 guys over there. Yeah, that don't look good. My HP don't look good either. And given that I fire in an arch, I'm pretty much screwed, so I gotta get back to the base. And hope for the best in regards to, you know, not getting hit. Like, I did get a couple enemies down, but, you know, it's not a good time to risk it. Especially now now that there's this big structure that obstructs most projectiles. There is, however, a Zaku cannon. And oh, could have gotten that one, but yeah, Zaku, come here, boy. Oh no! Don't tell me I gotta retry this one. I didn't S rank yet. That would suck. Possibly even blow. Alright. Oh, good. Phew. Good golly, I probably. Oh shit, it's a B rank. I'm gonna retry it because I don't wanna. See, I use the number of the sorties to kind of measure how many more I need to get an unlock. So obviously, it's a much better idea to restart instead of saving with a B rank. At least that's my train of thought. Yeah, you know, you're probably gonna be playing this one without, you know, without prioritizing unlocks. Maybe not, maybe yes. I don't know. But this is how I roll. It's like, okay, suboptimal, therefore restart. Honestly, using this like slight incline to my advantage is very satisfying. Which apparently in the arcade you can straight up do the artillery thing that you can do in World of Tanks, where you just look at the map and then you just, you know, set up a trajectory, and you can aim without a direct line sight, you know, on the enemy. Please, like, without a completely direct line sight. But yeah, that's one of the perks of, I guess, indirect fire. So yeah, I'm gonna pop a red lock. Keep fast firing the spammable cannon. Yeah, I like the spammable cannon because it's spammable and it's a cannon. So even if you miss, you at least force an enemy to dodge. When an enemy dodges, that's pretty much free hits for you because they're busy. They're kind of busy recovering from their thing to boost again. But yeah, I'm currently putting constant pressure on the enemy team. If I make it with with a couple kills, that should guarantee me an S rank. But yeah. This one's pretty much... This one pretty much has the rule of thumb, like, if you stick with your team, and if you don't pull too much forward, and if you play it safe once you get what you came for, you can definitely get a lot of mileage out of most units. It's like, you killed the base? Good. Just stay at range until it respawns and blast it again. And, oh no, there's a Zaku in my area. I'd like my zone to be free of Zakus. As such, oh, you got a lock on me, well, enjoy. Let's see. Just like that. It's probably gonna be another guaranteed kill. Yep. It's such a shame that when Gran for unlocks themselves, you really have to min-max the points. It's one slight downside to this way of rolling. It's like if you want to max out your points, you have to kind of, I guess, distribute your damage across most of the enemy team and wait for them to repair just enough to keep pummeling them more. Because yeah, if you play your cards right, you can get like 2,000 points a round, which is good. So when do you unlock beam spray gun that fires 3 round bursts? I think that's I think that depends on like what mobile suit I'm running. Oh, new weapon? Oh, cool, I just got napalm, and I got the gun tank, which I think that's napalm. Let's see, arcade. If I look at that's alternate ammo, and that's high explosive and Senjou. Yep. So I got napalm for the gem cannon, and yeah, we got gun tank. Woo! We shall gun tank. And yeah, after we gun tank, I may call it early, just as a heads up, because yeah, I'm not sure how long I'll last just doing the same thing over and over again. It's like I don't mind doing that, but you know, trying to make it funny for people at the same time and whatnot. You know, that kind of makes it a little harder. But you know, I can definitely try. Because gun tank woo, gun tank goes gun tank woo. Yeah, one thing that you might notice is that I've got a very big lock-on range, which is a big plus. I also get to look at the radar, which is another plus, but unfortunately, the minimum range for this big pair of cannons I got on this beauty is like what, 350, 450, which in some ways kind of gimps your ranged output. Unless you're running anti-MS rounds or, you know, special projectiles of that nature, but... Okay, we got a... Oh. Yeah, so this is my cue to, This is my cue to turn tail and run. Is... Unfortunately... Unfortunately, the main cannon is very bad against, like, moving enemies. Like, if an enemy moves, it can dodge my stuff. However, bases die to my hits. Which is the exact reason why I'm, the designated base shooter. I kill base. I kill bases, and, it's pretty much the long and short of what the gun tank does in this one. Like, I can be of some use to my team if I unlock alternate ammo. There's like I can run incendiary ammo. I can run you know, designated anti-MS shots. So yeah, you can make it work, but the utility is unfortunately rather limited. Oh yeah, and I'll probably go bully the GPO-2A. No recovery for you! Oh, yeah. And now they found me, which means run for the hills, you know? It's like, that's the thing with these long-range stabs. They're pretty bad up close, and as such, you're either a mobile shooting platform or constantly on the lam. Because yeah, you can technically be a decent match against, you know, enemies that are camping, but the moment they move, your gameplay is kind of losing some traction. You know, that's. Although yes, you can slap the guy. So yes, the gun tank can in fact Gundam. Now, hopefully, I should have enough score to make up for the fact that I haven't gotten like more than 3 kills. This should be an S rank. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. What do we get? A promotion. And there we go. Those are designated anti-MS shots. Which I think they move fast. Hit him with the gun tank slap. Yeah! Exactly. The gun tank slap. Slap, 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 slap. Get gun tanked, get gun tanked. Get gun tanked. I think that's like 4 more sorties until I have until I have a sniper top suit. Now, unfortunately, I would have to sacrifice my I would have to sacrifice my ability to slap in order to run anti-MS rounds, but I will have to do it momentarily, just so that you see what we're dealing with when using more than one type of ammo. And this, oh yeah, getting shut out from Medea. I haven't had this, haven't ran this map from the Federation side, so that's neat. Just getting airdropped. You know, on the Zeon side, you get a lot more, you get a much cooler entrance. That's what I think. Because here's the thing. On the Zeon side, you just start out standing on a dodai. You know, and you're being flanked by a couple dops, and then you just jump off of it. Like at that point, you're kind of expecting Dream On from Aerosmith to start playing, and you know, for the God of War meme to pop up and be like, "Yep, I'm falling off the sky from something that's supposed to be a bomber plane, but doesn't look like it. It's just a flat platform, to be honest. And I'm falling on the battlefield, yes. I know it was completely off key. I am perfectly aware of that. You know, my brief stay in the music school when I was trying to learn how to play the piano has taught me one fact, and that's the... Give me a second. Anywho, that wasn't a roommate. That I have no, and I mean no sense of rhythm. Which, I mean, harsh, but true, unfortunately. Then again, it's not like I don't have it, it's like, well, for better or worse, I think that some of the TISM definitely did contribute to how my attempts to learn the piano went. Let's put it that way, because here's the thing. I can definitely kind of like, I guess, hyper focus on like you know, trying to get the melody right and whatnot. But you know, when there's more things coming up, I just don't, like, unless I practice a lot beforehand, I just get overwhelmed with shit. You know, and I gotta, at which point I have to kind of, you know, improve one thing at the expense of another, and it's not. So it's like, if you want me to get the chords right, if you want me to get melody right and whatnot, there's a chance I might mess up some other parts. It's not deliberate, it's just the way... It's just the way my brain works when it comes to music. When it comes to playing music. No, honestly, like, what, I spent like 3 years on it. It wasn't, I didn't do particularly badly, but, you know, as I tried looking for more part-time work and whatnot, I had less and less time to practice, and, you know, eventually, I just hit a snag where where I just couldn't go on, because I don't know, I felt like I was half-assing things. Not necessarily, you know, on purpose. It's more like I couldn't invest enough time in it. But, you know, I'll eventually get to it. I know that, and as far as, like, the, you know, reason I stopped for a little bit, because I'd still like to think that, this, I guess, hiatus from playing the piano is, hopefully temporary. Um, you know, in some ways, my GF's, well, she's in the same boat. Because I think she used to play the bass. The bass! She did not play the fish. Though it would be funny. Not gonna lie. If you take out the fish and you go like, damn, 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 damn. Which was a fairly easy thing. I mean, playing Smoke on the Water on some like piano was very fun to do, especially when it's like incredibly simple to like learn, simple to do with both hands, and even better, you can pester people with it, especially people who learn you know, who are studying guitar or playing the electric guitar or playing bass for metal purposes. That's what one of my buddies that I knew for the longest time was doing. It was like, no, for the love of God, do not play Smoke on the Water, because, you know, Smoke on the Water is very easy to learn on the electric guitar. You know, the intro of it, I mean, from Deep Purple, you know. And as such, it's one of those things that you will constantly hear. It's also kind of this overexposure that, that's the reason why I don't like, the later, well, I don't like the newer tracks from Linkin Park, because every single time the rock radio was like, you know, it's a bummer. I'm not making a funny voice, but they were like, every couple of weeks they were like, okay, you know, it's kind of tragic that Chester Bennington took his own life. How about we play you know, Linkin Park's Numb for like 10 times in a day, make you feel better. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. I want Pantera. I want Nine Inch Nails. I want Limp Bizkit. I want I want AC/DC. I want Def Leppard. I want Judas Priest. I want Black Sabbath. I want Rammstein. I want... And even though, you know, Metallica can go fuck itself for both Saint Anger and Napster, so what? Even their music is alright. You know, play that, not the same, like, one or two tracks, you know? It's only... I can only, you know, listen to, I Tried So Hard and Got So Far for the like, first 50 times. After that, it gets annoying. No, honestly, it's not... Like, when it comes to my pet peeves when, you know, from when I used to listen to the radio, instead of just downloading music, and running it on shuffle, was that, you know, sometimes they, well, unfortunately it was not just sometimes, it was somewhat frequently, but it was not constantly. You know, sometimes they played pop music on a rock station. But it was not like, you know how there's like some bands that are, for some reason, they're designated as rock, even though they're like, even though they're lame, they're faggy, and it sounds like a fucking boy band, you know. Here's the thing, in my country there's a couple of these. And guess what gets played every single fucking time after the radio ad break? On a rock station, mind you. Yeah, that. It was definitely a time of sorts. But I would not call it an exclusively good time or a bad time, because, well, when back in the day when I listened to the rock radio, you know, when they played rock, it was great! Awesome, in fact! But yeah, that was quite silly from my experience. Now, what happened to the music, by the way? I just forgot about... Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, shit. You had to be exposed to my retrograding voice. I know it's not the most pleasant thing. Right, settings. EX setting A. Because we get a padded... How did I say it, Sev, when I was trying to describe the roster of, well, the roster and the game itself of, Operation UC, when it comes to, like, the recolors? I think I said something along the lines of, this thing has more padding than an overly self-conscious model with B-cups. Yeah. I mean, it's almost 7, so... How about... I'll tell you what, shit, I'm gonna call it early, not to worry. I'm gonna spend the rest of the evening editing, so that there's gonna be stuff getting worked on in the background. Not to worry. We can have both Geze recolors, can have Gato go. Yes! It's a travesty, but such is the case. But, I mean, if there's one nice thing I can say about the recolors is that, at the very least, you can now run a match of Geze against Geze, you know? Because that game has this weird, thing where if you select one mobile suit in the versus mode, you can't select it no more. You gotta select another suit for the second player, and it's... yeah. Oh well. Regardless, I hope y'all fellas had a good one. I should be able to get another video out over the span of the weekend. So, I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. And this has been the Shirt Lad, signing out. Later! Okay, let's see, has the latency caught up?